actually up in class 3. I thought I should come up here and show you that it's still exactly the same, just as you left it. We've got jumpers ready for you to collect and come back to, and all sorts. So I thought this week maybe I would do some videos from up in class 3 so you could be back in the classroom. And this week for the videos for English, I'm going to be reading to you. So we're going to be studying from next week The Sheep Pig by Dick King-Smith. So if you can manage to get a copy, or if you've got a copy, you can download a copy, or you can look on YouTube and it will be read to you there. That would be brilliant. But also I will read to you every day a chapter, and so that's your reading for this week. How lucky are you that you just get to listen to me? Just like story time in year 3. It's just like you, it's almost like you're here, year 3, sitting on the carpet. It makes me miss you even more, but it's almost like you're here. So I'm going to read you a chapter every day, and that's your reading for this week, ready for us to start working on it next week. So, shall we start? Chapter 1. Guess my weight. What's that noise? Said Mrs. Hoggett, sticking her comfortable round red face out of the kitchen window. Listen there, 'tis again. Did you hear it? What a racket, what a row. Anybody thinks someone was being murdered. Oh, dearie me, whatever it is, just listen to it, will you? Farmer Hoggett listened. From the usually quiet valley below the farm came a medley of sounds. The oompa-oompa of a brass band, the shouts of children, the rattle and thump of a skittle alley, and every now and then a very high, very loud, very angry sounding squealing, lasting perhaps 10 seconds. What do you think's going on down the usually quiet valley, year 3? Any ideas? Farmer Hoggett pulled out an old pocket watch as big and as round as a saucer and looked at it. Fair starts at 2, he said. It started. I knows that, said Mrs. Hoggett, because I'm late now with all these there say cakes and jams and pickles and preserves, as it's meant to be on the produce stall this very minute. And who's going to take them there? I'd like to know. Why are you? But I'd like to know why you are. But afore you does, what's that noise? What are preserves? Go and look that up, year 3. What are preserves? What does she mean by preserves? You're going to notice that when I read this, there's some words you're thinking, Miss Kett, you really have lost the plot. But it's colloquialism. We'll learn about that. So the way that Mrs. Hoggett is speaking is very akin to where I grew up in the West Country. So it's like a local dialect of saying things in a slightly different way. So I haven't quite lost the plot. So for example, when she's just said, but afore you does, she means before you do. But that's just how it's said with her accent. You never know. The West Country accent that's deep inside me might come out as we read this a bit further. The squealing sounded again. That noise? Mrs. Hoggett nodded a great many times. Everything that she did was done at great length, whether it's speaking or simply nodding her head. Farmer Hoggett, on the other hand, never wasted his energy or his words. Pig, he said. Mrs. Hoggett nodded a lot more. I thought 'twas a pig, I said to myself. That's a pig, that is. Only nobody round here do keep pigs. 'Tis all sheep for miles about. What's a pig doing, I said to myself. Anybody think they was killing the poor thing. Have a look when you take all this stuff down, which you better do now. Come and give us a hand. It can go in the back of the Land Rover. 'Tisn't raining, 'twon't hurt. Wipe your boots before you comes in. Yes, said Farmer Hoggett. When he had driven down to the village and made his delivery to the produce stall, Farmer Hoggett walked across the green, past the hoopla stall, the coconut shy, and the Aunt Sally and Skittles and the band, to the source of the squealing noise which came every now and again from a small pen of hurdles in the far corner, against the churchyard wall. By the pen sat the vicar, notebook in hand, in a cardboard box in front of him. On the hurdles hung a notice, Guess my weight, 10 pence a go. Inside was a little pig. As Farmer Hoggett watched. A man leaned over and picked it out of the pen. He hefted it in both hands, frowning and pursing its lips in a considering way, while all the time the piglet struggled madly and yelled blue murder. The moment it was put down, it quietened. Its bright, intelligent eyes met the farmer's. They regarded one another. One saw a tall, thin, brown-faced man with very long legs, and the other saw a small, fat, pinky-white animal with very short ones. "Oh, come along, Mr. Hoggett," said the vicar. "You never know, he could be yours for 10 pence. Get his weight correctly, and at the end of the day you could be taking him home." "Don't keep pigs," said Farmer Hoggett. He stretched out a long arm and scratched its back. Gently